He survived prison, exile, assassination attempts, and a revolution. For over 3 decades, he has ruled a country that stands in direct opposition to the world's most powerful nations. His words carry weight across borders, his decisions ripple across the Middle East, and his ideology shapes a nation. But who really is Ayatollah Ali Khamenei? This documentary takes a deep dive into the life, beliefs, and legacy of Iran's supreme leader, a man who has become both a symbol of defiance and a figure of controversy in global geopolitics. Without bias or judgment, we explore the man behind the title, and how his leadership continues to impact not just Iran, but the modern world. Ali Hosseini Khamenei was born on July 17, 1939, in the city of Mashhad, Iran, a city sacred to Shia Islam. His family was poor but deeply rooted in religious traditions. His father, Said Javad Khamenei, was a modest cleric of Azerbaijani descent. Despite economic hardship, young Ali was immersed in Islamic teachings and Persian classical literature. These early influences would lay the foundation for his future authority. In his youth, Khamenei studied in the seminary cities of Mashhad and Qom under influential scholars, including Grand Ayatollah Borujerdi and the revolutionary cleric Ayatollah Khomeini. While many clerics of the time adhered to a quietist stance, avoiding politics, Khamenei gravitated toward a more activist ideology. He read widely, translating revolutionary texts and engaging with anti-colonial thought. Influenced by thinkers like Sayyid Qutb and Islamic modernists, he began questioning the legitimacy of secular governance and the encroachment of Western culture in Muslim societies. Under the regime of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, Iran was undergoing rapid modernization and westernization. But not everyone welcomed these changes. Khamenei joined the growing wave of clerical dissent against the monarchy, delivering sermons that criticized political repression and foreign dependence. His activism led to repeated arrests by Savak, the Shah's secret police. He endured years of imprisonment, solitary confinement, and internal exile. Yet these ordeals only elevated his status among dissidents, turning him into a prominent voice within the revolutionary underground. In February 1979, the world watched as Iran underwent one of the most dramatic political transformations of the 20th century. The Shah was overthrown, and Ayatollah Khomeini returned from exile to establish an Islamic republic. Khamenei played a pivotal role during this transition. He was appointed to the Revolutionary Council and helped create the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. He also took part in shaping Iran's post-revolutionary media and cultural policy. As a loyal supporter of Khomeini, he was positioned at the heart of the new regime, respected for his revolutionary credentials and known for his political acumen. In 1981, following a wave of assassinations that killed key leaders, Khamenei was elected president of Iran. The country was embroiled in the brutal Iran-Iraq War, a conflict that claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. Khamenei's presidency was marked by efforts to unify the country and withstand external pressure. He worked with Prime Minister Mir Hossein Mousavi, managing the war economy, foreign relations, and internal ideological struggles. During this time, Iran faced global isolation, particularly from Western powers. Khamenei consistently voiced criticism of what he viewed as foreign interference and double standards in international affairs. Ayatollah Khomeini passed away in 1989. Amid internal debates and shifting alliances, Khamenei was selected by the Assembly of Experts to succeed him as supreme leader, a role that carries ultimate authority over all aspects of governance in Iran. At the time, some questioned whether he had the religious stature for the role. However, Khamenei's leadership soon shifted from revolutionary charisma to institutional consolidation. Over time, he was recognized as a marj-e taqlid, a source of emulation, for many Shia Muslims. As supreme leader, Khamenei holds control over the military, judiciary, state media, and the Guardian Council. He appoints key judicial and security officials and oversees Iran's strategic direction. He introduced the concept of a resistance economy, emphasizing self-reliance and defiance in the face of international sanctions. He also led cultural campaigns to preserve Islamic values in an increasingly connected world. Khamenei's leadership has aimed to balance ideology and pragmatism, navigating Iran through wars, sanctions, uprisings, and diplomacy. Not all in Iran have agreed with the direction of Khamenei's leadership. The 2009 Green Movement, which erupted after contested presidential elections, saw massive protests and a heavy government crackdown. The world watched as calls for reform clashed with the state's emphasis on stability and ideological continuity. Critics point to restrictions on press freedom, imprisonment of activists, and the suppression of political dissent. Supporters argue that these measures are necessary to protect the nation from external subversion and maintain Islamic principles. These tensions reveal the challenges of sustaining a revolutionary state over decades. Khamenei has consistently positioned himself as a voice of the oppressed nations of the world. His speeches warn against cultural invasion, economic dependency, and Western imperialism. He promotes Islamic unity while maintaining a strong national identity. His ideology blends traditional Shia jurisprudence with political activism, emphasizing the role of religious scholars in guiding society. To his followers, he represents moral clarity in a complex world. To critics, his vision is out of step with modern democratic values. One of the defining features of Khamenei's leadership is Iran's contentious relationship with the West. The United States, in particular, has accused Iran of supporting militant groups and pursuing destabilizing regional policies. Khamenei, in turn, has condemned Western interventionism, citing historic grievances such as the 1953 CIA-backed coup in Iran and support for authoritarian regimes in the region. There have been moments of cautious diplomacy, such as the 2015 nuclear deal, but also confrontations, like the assassination of General Qasem Soleimani in 2020, which brought the nations to the brink of conflict. Throughout, Khamenei has maintained a message of resilience and resistance. Iran under Khamenei has extended its ideological and strategic influence across the Middle East. From Lebanon's Hezbollah to militias in Iraq and Syria, Tehran's support has shaped regional power dynamics. This has fueled both admiration and alarm. Some see Iran as a defender of oppressed communities, others view its actions as destabilizing proxies of power. In either case, Khamenei's doctrine of exporting the revolution has had lasting geopolitical consequences. At over 80 years old, Khamenei's era may be nearing its twilight. Behind the scenes, speculation swirls about who may succeed him. Some mention his son Mojtaba Khamenei, while others point to senior clerics or Revolutionary Guard leaders. The process is opaque, controlled by the assembly of experts. Whoever follows will inherit a complex legacy, a theocratic system, regional rivalries, and a deeply divided society. Will the next leader follow Khamenei's ideological path or chart a new course? That remains one of the most pressing questions for Iran's future. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has led Iran through war, revolution, reform, and repression. To some, he is a pillar of strength and defiance in a hostile world. To others, he represents the face of authoritarianism and resistance to change. But beyond judgment, his influence is undeniable. As the architect of Iran's post-Khomeini order, his ideas, institutions, and decisions continue to shape a nation and challenge the world. For Western audiences, understanding Khamenei is not about agreement or endorsement. It is about grappling with the complexities of leadership, ideology, and national identity in a region that remains pivotal to global peace and conflict.